Hefner, the Aquatic Director at the Marshalltown YMCA YWCA. It's summertime. Please remember our water safety. Always swim with a buddy. Have a life jacket on when you're near open water. And make sure that your parents are always watching and keeping an eye on you. Here at the Y, water safety is our #1 priority. So we have lots of swim lessons going on this summer. Registration is going on this week. But we have lots of different opportunities with 2-week, 4-week, and 8-week sessions all summer long. We also have open swims. A safe place to swim is here at the Y. We have open swims from 3 to 4 every afternoon and 1 to 5 on the weekends. Come and join us anytime and have some safe, fun time in the water. For any more information, please contact the Y at www.ymca-ywca.org or call us at 641-752-8658.
Hi, my name is Pat Thompson. I'm public health nurse from Marshall County, and actually, Craig and I are practicing social distancing even outside. So it's a good day, and we picked a good day to do that. I'm happy to be here with you today to talk about public health issues. Like I always say, I have to look at my name tag, but public health prevents, promotes, and protects, and so that's why we do some of the things that we do. And I wanted to share some of that information with you. It's been hot out lately. That's not going to end. We've already been through a lot of heat. And this is where I remind you that even if the lawn is tall and it keeps raining just enough to keep it needing to be mowed, that try not to do that in the heat of the day. And wear loose, light-colored clothing, and wear a hat, and protect yourself from sunburn if you're outside working in the afternoon like that, mowing or working in the garden or any other kind of work that you may be doing outdoors, to help protect yourself from the heat. I ask you to go out in the early of the day and the late in the afternoon or early evening when the mosquitoes are out. So how does that make sense? But it's the truth. It's cooler at that time generally. So that's why you always have to remember to use bug spray also. And be sure to read the can, read the container so that you're using it properly. We just don't want anybody to be sick from having too much exposure to any mosquito bites or to the DEET or anything else that's in your chemicals that you're using. And also remember that your bug spray helps protect you from tick bites too, from ticks. So then I ask you to go out that time of day and tuck your pant legs into your socks, which is, like I always say, is a fashion statement, but that's how you protect yourself from tick bites too. Ticks crawl up, so if you have light colored clothing on, you can see them a little bit better, and you can keep them from climbing under your clothing. They say with ticks, you also need to check yourself daily for ticks, and that's on. Everybody's tired of hearing me say it, but check each other for ticks, because the sooner you get a tick off your body, the better it is. It doesn't, it'd be great if you did it immediately, but a tick that, the sooner it comes off, the less chance it can spread disease. Can't say it's always immediate that happens, so that's why we want you to check yourself daily for ticks. There's also a new tick disease out there, if you can believe it or not, called Heartland Virus. And it's actually a virus that has symptoms such as fever, fatigue, loss of appetite, headache, nausea, diarrhea, muscle or joint pain, which many things cause that type of thing. But if you find a tick on your body, I actually would save the tick and call your doctor if you develop any kind of symptoms from that tick. They say the incubation period from the time the tick bite to feeling sick is not known, but usually people feel sick within 2 weeks, and that's a long time. So if you can remember that you had a tick on your body, if you happen to save it for some reason, that could come in handy. And again, you wear your lawn sleeves and your lawn pants with your socks tucked in to prevent that kind of a bite. So this is fairly new. The first identified case of Heartland virus was in Iowa, was in Appanoose County in 2020. So that's really pretty newly found in Iowa. So we really want to make sure that we check people who have any kind of symptoms that could be caused from a virus from a tick bite. So don't hesitate to call your doctor if you have some things going on that may have been related to a tick, for sure.
Do you have to keep that tick alive?
I don't think you have to keep the tick alive. I'm not into that, but I bet if you put it in the refrigerator and, you know, put it in a plastic little bag or something, stick it in the refrigerator or not, you know. But one thing, if you have evidence of the tick, that helps, doesn't it? Helps identify. And with all, as I said, with all ticks, that please remove them at the end of the day so that there's less chance of disease going from the tick to your body. You know, Test Iowa is still here regarding the COVID-19, because we can't have a show without talking about COVID-19, right? It's still going on. Test Iowa is still here through July 17th. I know they're gone on the weekend, so that makes it a little bit harder, but they actually, in order to get tested, which is free, and it's out at MCC, the site has moved from the original location to actually what Kim Elder would say was a little bit better location out there in the parking lot at MCC. So
Behind the college, you can't see it from the road.
Oh, you can't see it from the road. I haven't been out there. It's behind the college, so it's still here. It's behind the college. Still go to the website to register, because you cannot get a test without that code that they give you. And you know, when we really think about it, if we have, if we go online, and I know it's not easy for everybody to do that, so it's not like I think this is something everybody can do, but that's what we want people to do, is to go online, register for the test and get a test time, date and time. That cuts out someone else having to take information from you. It makes the line run more smoothly, and it's just a better deal. And when I was out there, I know that they'll email, maybe text, but there's a huge sign, actually, not a little one, telling you how you'll get your information. And then I want to remind you is that if you had a test for COVID, please answer your telephone. You know, people don't like to answer the phone if they don't know a number at times, or they may wait for it to go to voicemail. And what you really need to do is answer your phone so that people can tell you the results of your test or what you need to do next. I know the results come on the email, but I guess what I really want to say is that people that want to investigate your diagnosis of positive COVID, if you're positive, they want to call and do an investigation, and they can't do that unless you answer the phone. Because I've had people call and say, hey, no one's ever called me, and it may be because someone's choosing not to answer the phone because they don't recognize the number. So answer your phone, please. That's a new push from IDPH, and it's a good one. You know, we want to get you taken care of as soon as we can, and one way we can do that is for you to answer your phone, please. So the other thing with COVID, remember, you know, it comes down to, like I said, promote, protect, and prevent for public health. So one thing about that is the same old, stay home if you're sick, cover your cough, wash your hands, and now we're adding a social distance, 6 feet, please, and wear a face covering. That is what we really need to do to help prevent this spread or slow down the spread, please. So when I wear a face covering, I'm protecting you from me. When you wear a face mask or a face covering, you're protecting me from you. And so it's a win-win, okay? And also it's something we need to do for our community, and it's important to do. There's no, you know, I've heard people being shamed or whatever, and it's our civic duty actually to wear a face covering to help protect other people, because that's what we do to take care of other people, and we want you to do this. I want you to do the same for me, okay? So if you have a face mask on, I appreciate it. I want you to know that. So thank you for doing that. And also, you know, social distance can be hard to maintain, and so the face mask does help with that also, okay? Let's see. Now, someday there will be vaccine. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm concerned that people will not take the vaccine, but it will be our only protection. We don't know if you get the illness, if you get this virus and live through it, okay, because not everybody does, but if you do, then we don't know if you have protection or have immunity from getting it again. And that's why we vaccinate. And when the vaccine's available, please get your vaccines so that we can get as many people vaccinated as possible to protect all of us. And that's what it's about. And until we get to that point, we'll be still going through having people get be getting sick with the virus, and the virus doesn't only affect you as a person, but affects other people around you. Your family really needs to self-isolate for 14 days, and that's a long time. That's through 2 incubation periods to make sure that they did not get infected from you. That's why we ask that, and it's to stop the spread by doing that. But it's a hardship. I understand that totally, but it's what we need to do to take care of ourselves. I wear my face mask because I don't have 14 days not to be able to go out, and also getting sick, you know, so I like having people wear a face mask around me. It helps protect me. Also, remember, we've talked about finding, you know, now it's summer, so we don't have to do puzzles quite as much. We may be doing them this fall and winter. I can't say we won't, but it's actually a good hobby. But now we can get outside. So being outside is a good place to go. Make sure you, like I said, you pay attention to the heat and not stress your body too much by being outside when it's too hot. But I also want you to remember to practice patience and kindness, because that's what does it make the world go round? It sure does for me, you know. And we may not be able to see the smiles as easily right now, but we can see it in the eyes. And I'm starting to recognize people's eyes more than their smiles in many ways, because that's what I see. So when you're in the grocery stores, the convenience stores, when you're doing your essential shopping that we have to do, you know, get out, get your stuff, come back home, and work on that peace and joy and patience and kindness, because we're all in the same boat. And it's not easy for any of us. I don't like wearing them, but I do because that's what I want to do to take care of myself and other people. And guess what? We're already talking seasonal flu, and that's coming up. And when the flu shots are available in the fall, get them as early as you can, as soon as they're available is how I should say that. And know that you're doing the same thing with seasonal flu, as we've been encouraging all these years, is get your flu shot, take care of everybody else around you, because flu can be very, it can make people very sick. They can end up in the hospital. They can get a secondary infection from the flu, a pneumonia, and we want you to be as healthy as we can be, okay, especially with all this stuff we have going on around us. I know, and you know, that going through the stuff we're going through right now with the pandemic and the thinking and the trying to be thoughtful for other people can be kind of wearing, can't it? And I understand that, and that's where we have to kind of slow down and just go with it and get through it. 4th of July is when we also need to be mindful of other people around us. Fireworks are actually illegal in town, and I'm not sure of any place else what the rules are. And I try to follow the rules, you know, I really do. But also remember, if you're using fireworks outside of Marshalltown, make sure that you're doing it safely. You're better off leaving it to the experts, because it does take experts to run those high-powered fireworks, or even the low-powered ones. I'm not a person who knows this really, but also we need to think about our neighbors, and it can be kind of disturbing. It can be something that affects people who have problems with loud noises, and our pets, you know, that we need to get past ourselves and also understand that can be increase our stress levels in an already stressful time. And what may be a stress reliever for some may not be for many others. So it's something that you need to think about as we're going about this holiday weekend. You know, the grill safety, all those things of watching out that our grills don't tip over on little kiddos, or they're not close to the grills, or open fires, and all the things that go with.
So leaving raw meat out.
And yes, and I was just reminded that our food safety too. Boy, I need to add that to my list, don't I? It's summer. I need to talk about that every time. But anyway, food safety. Hot things need to be hot. Cold things need to be cold. You have thermometers that tell you temperatures for your meats, especially ground meats, because as we grind our meats, and believe me, there's stuff in those meats you don't really want many times. I hate to say that. That's why you bring them to temperature, to kill any bacteria that may be in our ground meats, because there's more surface area. So you got to cook it through thoroughly, okay? And then keep, like I said, keep hot things hot, cold things cold. 2 hours after anything's been out, you need to refrigerate it, put it away. I'd say even before 2 hours, but 2 hours is what they give us for a time frame. And then those little picnic times together, make sure you're not congregating too much, because when we invite other people into our homes, which we really want to see, I'm in the same boat as you are. I would love to have a nice get-together, just can't do it. You know, I have a family member who's having a significant birthday, and I'm invited, and I have to really, I was told the party would be small. I still have to think about that and make a decision, maybe go early, wear a mask, leave when I feel like I need to leave, and feel comfortable doing that. It's okay. As we're opening up more and more, we see masks aren't being used like they were in the beginning, because we were all good in the beginning, weren't we? We tried really hard, but we're tired, and so am I. But being in a place that's too close is not comfortable for me at this point, and so I have a choice whether I stay or not, and I can kindly, quietly leave if I want to, and it's okay. And that's what we would want people to take good care of themselves that way. So keep the hot foods hot, the cold foods cold, socially distance. We're learning to talk 6 feet apart without any problem, aren't we? And we're learning to communicate too with masks on, so it's just part of the whole how our life is gonna be for a while. It's not ending soon. We know that school starts, there'll be changes with that too that we need to learn how to adapt to, but it's not forever. Okay, I know it's not. So. Anything else, Craig, since we're on that?
I can't think of a thing.
Yeah, so thank you for joining me today and joining Craig and me today. And until next time, bye-bye.
Hello again, friends of Marshall County and the history of Marshall County and the Historical Society of Marshall County. It's been a while since we've seen you, and it will continue to be a while until we see you. Unfortunately, even though Governor Reynolds has allowed museums across the state to open, we have no good way to sanitize or distance historic items and textiles, so we are remaining closed for the time being, at least through the end of July. We're reevaluating that monthly. The Edo Blacksmith Shop should be opening soon. We're working on a plan because it's more of an open air situation, a little bit safer for people. We want you all to stay safe. As far as we know, right now we have no events planned, but we're just keeping our fingers crossed that we'll be able to do that again for you soon. Those of you who are members are still receiving your newsletters, so I hope you're enjoying those. We continue to contribute to the Pastimes and the Times Republican. And other than that, as you can see, I'm keeping busy. We had, after the tornado, most of the items in the museum had been put in storage, and I am in the process of sorting through that stuff since I have some time on my hands to do so. And we are moving things as we sort them out into some climate-controlled storage at U-Haul, because we are starting the process of reimagining a museum for Marshall County. So if you have any questions about any of that, or if you have any input or feedback for us, we'll be staying in communication with you all and hope to hear from you soon.
got a time yet?